Hi, friend. Welcome to Holly's Highlights, a podcast designed to encourage, inspire, and equip you to intentionally live your life full of purpose. I'm your host, Holly Kirby, motivational speaker, leadership cultivator, marketing strategist, and personal cheerleader. Let's check out today's highlight. With a new year brings new opportunities. That's right, this is where I could use your help, my friends. Would you please take a moment to do one or all of the following in hopes of helping me reach some goals this new year? First, subscribe to this very podcast, Holly's Highlights Podcast. Even rate and review the podcast where you're able, such as Apple Podcasts. And of course, share with friends, family, coworkers, or even through a post or shout out on your own platforms. Second, join my monthly email, Holly's Happenings, by visiting www.hollykirby.com. Third, follow me on Facebook at Holly's Highlights and or on Instagram at Holly Kirby. And lastly, rate and review my book, Facelift, on Amazon. And if you have time, on Target, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble websites. I can't thank you enough for your support and encouragement in such ways. Happy New Year's, my friends. Well, is everyone ready for a big football game this weekend? I know my son's team is playing for the third year in a row, so if you have any guesses as to who he is rooting for. But of course, there is a lot of excitement going on in our house with some rivalry, let's say. We're already prepping decor and food and getting the invites out for the party. Now, if your team is playing, chances are you're pretty stoked to cheer them on, but most of us gather simply for the fellowship, the food, and of course, those commercials. Now, if looking for a good recipe, I welcome you to join my monthly email over on www.hollykirby.com. That's HOLLYCURBY.com. I send out an email every single month, and one of the things that is in that is a yummy recipe related to that month. So head over there, as that email will be coming out here shortly this week. But in addition to all the pregame fun and for many post-game celebrations, there are actually a few takeaways we can learn as leaders from this big game coming up. Number one, don't let things overwhelm you. Some things we can schedule out, but there will be critical decisions we need to make, quick thinking that often will need to come into play, which we just can't plan for, and a lot of pressure we're going to face. But don't let it overwhelm you. Plan for as much as you can, prepare the best that you can, and this often even includes the worst case and the best case scenarios, or in case of emergency, planning too. And then prioritize for it. We can often remove a lot of the pressure or factors that can overwhelm us simply by prioritizing for the task at hand, such as I only schedule so many speaking engagements during a certain period of time so that I don't overwhelm my family life dynamics. Same thing goes for work. If I have a big event coming up, I prioritize that and plan the days leading up to and days after accordingly so that I don't overwhelm my team. So plan for what you can, prepare how you can, and then prioritize where you can. Second tip, have a positive attitude. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Be optimistic. Be positive. Tips to accomplish this can include picturing yourself having a positive outcome, removing negative talk and thoughts that go through our heads. So don't even allow them to cross your lips or your mind. Goes to that scripture verse, take captive your every thought and make it obedient to the Lord. Same thing here. Remove those thoughts, remove whatever might be tempted to come out of your mouth. And then doing things or putting up reminders to you that will help you accomplish this mindset and attitude. For some, this may be scripture verses. Others, it's quotes. For me, it's encouraging notes from my children and my family. As leaders, we have influence. So those we lead are going to follow the tone we set. So what you do will reflect on what your culture is going to look like, what mindset you want your team to have, what image you want your company to reflect. It all starts with you and your attitude, how you're going to lead by example and having that positive mindset. Number 3, be open to growing from those around you. Now, my son has a saying above his desk at home that reads, "Be strong enough to stand alone, smart enough to know when you need help, and brave enough to ask for it." We have opportunities to learn from failures, to learn from successes, to learn from coaches in life, as well as learn from our own team. But too often, we can miss learning and growing opportunities because we aren't open to them, or we aren't watching for them, or we have a preconceived limitation as to who we can learn from or what we can learn. We do not want to be the smartest person at the table or in the room. Surround yourself with those who you can learn from. Be open to what you can learn throughout each and every part of your day, especially those unexpected encounters. Once again, others are watching us to see if we have humility to admit when we are wrong, openness to be vulnerable with our struggles, and even if we have a growth mindset by being teachable by young and old, experienced and non-experienced, in our profession or out of our profession, educated, uneducated, be open to growing from those around you each and every day. Number 4, communicate, communicate, communicate. Now, research shows that it takes someone hearing something 7 times before it finally is ingrained in them. We can never over-communicate, but we can easily under-communicate. And there'll be different ways in which we need to communicate too, from different learning styles to even what we're expressing needing to be done so in a different manner. It's like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing again and again, yet expecting different results. Sometimes we need to change the way we're doing it in order to achieve the success or that end result that we're hoping for. So communicate a lot in many different ways and even repetitively. And number 5, be resilient. When we fall or fail, get back up and try again. We have sayings all over our home that have helped us persevere things in life. For my daughters, she believed she could, so she did sign that she reflected on years ago during a tough season. We can do hard things, which is framed as an image that my son used to get his homework done during COVID and still sits on his desk. A sign my mom made for me that still sits on my kitchen table, proclaiming, "I refuse to sink." To even bracelets our whole family wore during my dad's cancer treatments, reminding us of Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Having grit and determination, finding what motivates or inspires you to keep going, all combined with flexibility and patience and coping skills, they can help us be resilient in whatever comes our way. Don't let things overwhelm us. Choose to have a positive attitude. Be open to growing from those around us. Communicate, 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 and show that you are resilient. As head coach Green Bay Packers Vince Lombardi said, "Leaders are made, they are not born. They are made by hard effort, which is the price which all of us must pay to achieve any goal that is worthwhile. If you will not settle for anything less than your best, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish." Here's to the leadership champion in you. Go get 'em. Thank you for joining me on this journey of life. I hope that today's highlight has been encouraging, inspiring, and equipping so you can go out and live your life full of purpose. I'd be honored if you'd take a moment to leave a review, or better yet, subscribe. We can also stay in touch by joining my email list at hollykirby.com. That's HOLLYCURBY.com. Until next time, make it a great day for a great day.